let me put it like this. In the military, there's no such thing as I'm calling in today. Oh, I don't feel good, I'm calling in. Or my child's sick, I'm calling in. No. Welcome to my life as I live it. I'm Army Princess, the mother, wife, and soldier, and I want to share this journey with you. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe now so you don't miss a moment of it. If you're with me, women, let me hear you say. Hey everybody, it's Army Princess here and welcome back to my channel. So if you are watching me for the very first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Click the notification bell because you definitely don't want to miss the upload. This video is part of a series. It's my military 10 for 10. So what I'm doing is giving you 10 military videos 10 days in a row starting May 1st, and I upload every day at noon. You definitely don't want to miss the series. Make sure you go ahead and see the playlist below. I will link it below in the description box. You can go ahead and check out the whole series.
Hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work. Okay guys, so this is going to be the last video. This is the last video in my series, and I was saving the best for last. In this series, I got a lot of questions, and I appreciate everybody that commented on that video, who has watched the whole series, who leaves comments on all of my videos, who hits that subscribe button and smash that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have given me life these last 2 weeks, because y'all know what I've been going through these last 2 weeks, and y'all been giving me life. So doing this series, I'm not gonna lie, kind of bit off more than I could chew, but it's been fun. It's been really fun. The feedback that I've been getting is awesome, and I like helping people, so I just enjoy helping people. So this video, I want to talk about what it's like being married or being a mom in the military. As you all know, if you are my ride or die platoon soldiers, then y'all know that I had the marriage in the military series, which I'm probably still going to start back up. It's just kind of hard because Gabriel is gone a lot usually, and so I mean, I can't upload a video with him if he's not here. So but anyway, so we do have a couple videos of talking about what being dual military is, and I believe I have one or two up about being, you know, active duty parent or whatever. But I kind of just wanted to touch a little bit more in detail on what it's like being a mom, I guess, being a mom in the military. Because a lot of people ask me this question. I get this question all of the time. People are on the fence if they want to join because they have families. So for me, when I joined, I was single. I was not married and I did not have any kids. Like I said, I've been in the military for over 10 years now. My daughter's only 3. So I didn't have those challenges when I joined the military initially. But since I've been in the military, it has gotten very challenging, actually. So there are, how do I put this? There are 2 different categories. For me, I categorize being in the military with kids in 3 different categories. Single mom or single dad with a child. Mom or dad that's active duty and their spouse is civilian. And then dual military, which is the category that I fall into. So those are the 3 categories. Depending on what category you fall in, it's going to be a little bit different. And the reason why I say that is because, of course, if you're single, if you're completely single and you have children, I feel like in those cases, it could be very stressful and a very different experience from someone who's single with a civilian dependent or a civilian husband. And the reason why I say that is because when you're in the military period, you have demands that are put on you. You have a schedule, you have the mission, which is always first, and you just have things that you have to do. So having a family could be a little hard and could be a little stressful, especially logistically, when you're trying to make it to PT at 5 o'clock in the morning and the daycare doesn't open at 6, for example. So in that case, you would have to have either help, you know, somebody, a friend, a family member, somebody you can count on to get your child to where they have to be, because you can't leave them at home by themselves. Please don't leave them at home by themselves. And then, like, if your child is sick, you know, you have to, of course, leave work
to be at home with your child, or if your child has appointments or whatever the reason may be. If you deploy, somebody has to take care of the child. So that's the one category. Second category is married, but married to a civilian dependent. So this category is a little bit different. It's a little bit tricky because most often than not, what I've seen in my career is that it's very doable. It's probably, I would say, the best case scenario. If I had to pick, it's the best case scenario because as a civilian spouse, somebody who's not in the military, they can kind of cover down the slack with whatever needs to be done. So they're not going to PT at 5. You're going to PT at 5. They can take the child. If the child is sick, then they can leave work or take off work and be with the child, and you can still carry on with the mission. If you have to deploy, you don't have any stressors about somebody taking care of your child because your spouse is back at home with your child. That's why I say it's the best case scenario. Third case scenario is my case. So if I'm active duty and I got to go to PT, that means my husband is active duty and he got to go to PT. If I'm training and I'm in the field and he's TDY or he's deployed, then it puts me kind of in the same category as the single person. A lot of times your unit will work with you. So fortunately for us, we don't do PT at the same time. I have to be at PT at 5. He doesn't have to be there till 6:30. So he takes my daughter in the mornings. Or if she's sick, then one day I stay at home, one day he stays at home. One day I stay at home, one day he stays at home. So we kind of flip-flop. We have that flexibility to where we can flip-flop. If we deploy, hopefully we don't deploy at the same time, then one person can stay back with the child. So there's 3 different categories, and I say all that to say that each category is different depending on the category you fit into. But in general, overall, overarching, I would say it's kind of difficult to be in the military with a kid just because of all of those stressors, all of those things that could happen that you have to prepare for. But like I said, if your spouse is civilian, you kind of golden, you good. But if you're doing military, if you're a single parent, yes, it could be kind of hard. Now, usually, most often than not, you have a unit that will work with you. Most leadership, know the situation. You're not the first person that came through as a single mom or a single dad. So they work with you. They have measures put in place to kind of give you a little bit of leeway if your child is sick or if you can't go to, make it to PT or whatever. But don't depend on that at every unit. Don't depend on that with every leadership because everybody's different. Now, I will say that if you have a child, period, in the military, you have to have what's called a family care plan. This is a written legal document that you fill out, and you say that in the event that an emergency happens to me or they call me tomorrow and say I have to deploy, this person listed here is going to take care of my child. And without a doubt, that person has to read the document, get it notarized so that they can verify that legally they understand what they're putting themselves into, and they will take responsibility for that child. So that's a good thing. That's the part that kind of helps people out because you can long-term plan. Okay, if something happens, this person is going to be able to take care of my child. Now, that's something that you have to update yearly because people die, people move, things happen, you know what I mean? So you want to make sure that's current, but that is one good thing that is put in place that the military does so that in case of an emergency, you have somebody on standby that's going to take care of your child. I would say being in the military with a child is doable, definitely, yes. They have schools on base all the way from 6-week-old babies to high school. Everything you need is on base. You don't have to go off base for anything. There is a grocery store on base. There is a post office on base. There is they call it the PX. It's kind of like a Walmart or a Kmart type place on base. They have gas stations on base. They have high school, elementary school, junior high school. They have daycares on place, playgrounds on base. Housing is on base. So you can very well raise a family just fine in the military, but it will take some maneuvering, it will take some flexibility, it will take some patience, because there will be times that you will be away from your family. That is the nature of the beast. That is what you need to mentally prepare for if you're coming into the military with a family or planning on having a child in the future. But I have not had any issues in the last 3 years. To answer the question, it is hard. It is, for me, I would say it is harder than if you weren't in the military, because if you're not there, let me put it like this. In the military, there is no such thing as I'm calling in today. Oh, I don't feel good, I'm calling in. Or my child's sick, I'm calling in. No, if you're not feeling good, you have to get up, you have to go to sick call, or you have to go to the emergency room and get a slip and take it to your unit or take it to your leader and tell them that, hey, the doctor said I'm sick, I need to stay at home. They gave me 3 days of quarters. So that's the hard part about being in the military, because you could be feeling like crap, or you can see that your child is sick and you can't just be like, yeah, my child's sick today, so I ain't gonna be able to make it in, or I can't make it to PT. No, that's not how it works. You have to take your child in and get some type of documentation saying that they're sick, because otherwise I could call in next week and say she's sick. I can call in, oh, I got a party, I'm gonna call in that day and say she's sick. You know what I mean? So people abuse it. People abuse it. So that's why you have to have the documentation. But in all essence, I don't want to make this video too long. Being in the military with a family is definitely doable. It definitely has its benefits. Your kids got free health care, free dental, you know what I mean? You get a stipend every month to live in a house. You get BAH for food. So it's definitely worth it. Just know that there is going to be time away from your family, and that you need to come up with a plan for someone who could possibly be able to take care of your child in case of an emergency, or, you know, whatever happens, the ish go down and you need somebody to watch your child. I hope you all enjoyed this military 10 for 10. I definitely had fun doing it, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Hey, if you want to see more videos like this, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like, what are you waiting on? Go now.